Boone dumps over 1.5 million gallons of waste into the New River every day.
About 70% of the Earth is covered in water, and many of it is currently being polluted by factories and human beings in general. 80% of water pollution is caused due to landfills leaking into local water sources.
I think that our challenge really is just trying to educate more about really our overall consumption as personal individuals as well as a university. And so, the zero waste effort is really about that kind of reduction and really looking at purchasing and our habits and trying to make sure that as a university we're reducing our overall consumption, taking a look at overspending and things.
Nearly 14 billion pounds of garbage, which is mainly plastic, is dumped into the ocean every year. About 700 million people worldwide drink contaminated water. 15 million children under the age of 5 die each year because of diseases caused by drinking water. After surveying many students on the ASU campus, we have come to the conclusion that many students just throw their waste away in convenient bins instead of caring which bin they're throwing it into.
As far as the students, I think that we do a pretty good job of trying to educate. We do a lot of outreach efforts, but there's still a lot of growth that needs to happen. Probably one of the biggest issues that we have is contamination.
We noticed that in some of the newer buildings, such as Cone Hall, there is a two-flush technique where if you flush the toilet up, it pumps less water and less pressure into the toilet, and if you flush the toilet down, it flushes more water and more pressure. Although there aren't a ton of waste bins on campus, Appalachian State really likes to demonstrate what is truly recyclable right above recycle bins. Waste found in rivers can lead to diseases such as diarrhea, cholera, and typhoid due to the amount of bacteria, parasites, and viruses in the water. We looked at pollution from students at Appalachian State University and realized that there is a lot of food waste that occurs daily.
Since I've been in college, I usually don't waste food because it's limited, but when I was at home, I felt like I threw away a lot of food that I just didn't eat or that I got for no reason.
Many students have been concerned about the amount of waste bins that there are on campus. We noticed that there are only a lot of waste bins in the heavily populated areas instead of all of the areas on campus. This may lead to pollution.
While I'm walking outside around campus, I feel like that there should be more waste bins and landfill bins, but I've noticed that there's a lot in the student union and they are all lined up, so you have options of what you want to put in each one.
I really try not to go out of my way and recycle something. If there's a garbage can right there, I'm probably just going to throw it in there.
I've thrown many recyclables into the trash can, especially in our dorm room, because we don't really use a recycling bin.
That's been one of our biggest issues, are particularly those Appalachian cups that have the logo, because they're not just paper, they're coated in plastic, and so they're not recyclable or compostable. The food services goes through about 13,000 transactions a day, or over 13,000 transactions a day, every one of those involving one of those cups pretty much. And so between that and the coffee shops and things like that, I think that's probably one of our biggest issues.